Have you ever been so loyal that it blinded you? Have you ever given your soul to someone only to have them crush it without a second thought? This is the story of Eliza, a maid who was thrown away like yesterday's garbage, a girl who was betrayed so cruelly it should have broken her, but instead it made her unstoppable. Today, you'll hear how betrayal turned a simple maid into the powerful lady of the manor. Eliza came to Hawthorne Manor at 17. The manor stood like a monument to wealth and tradition, towering stone walls, endless hallways lined with gold-framed portraits, and floors that gleamed even under the weakest candlelight. To the Hawthorns, Eliza was just another servant, another invisible cog in their glittering machine. But to Eliza, Hawthorne Manor was everything. It was her chance to leave behind a life of hunger and sorrow. It was a dream, or so she thought. From the very first day, Eliza gave her heart to that house. She scrubbed floors until her knuckles bled. She polished silver until she could see her reflection shining back at her. She believed, with all the hope a 17-year-old girl could muster, that loyalty and hard work would eventually be rewarded. Someday, she whispered to herself on cold nights, they'll see me, they'll respect me, but the higher you climb, the farther you have to fall. Among all the Hawthorns, there was one who noticed Eliza more than the others. Madame Clarissa Hawthorne. She was the perfect portrait of nobility. Dazzling smiles at parties, whispered insults behind lace fans, and a heart colder than the marble floors she walked upon. Clarissa saw something useful in Eliza, not a person, a tool. You're special, dear, Clarissa would whisper, her voice dripping honey. Stay loyal to me, and I'll make sure you rise above the rest. Those words were like seeds planted deep inside Eliza's heart. She believed them. Oh, how she believed. Clarissa tasked Eliza with secret errands, delivering letters by night, lying to cover Clarissa's scandals, and carrying jewelry to pawnbrokers whenever debts piled too high. And every time Eliza hesitated, Clarissa reminded her, stay loyal, your time will come. Little did Eliza know, her time was coming, but not the way she dreamed. It was the night of the grand Hawthorne Ball. The manor was lit like a blazing beacon. Laughter echoed through the halls, and the air shimmered with perfume and secrets. Clarissa summoned Eliza to the private study away from the eyes of the guests. There, she pressed a velvet pouch into Eliza's hand. Take this, she whispered. Disappear. Tonight. Eliza blinked, confused. Inside the pouch, gold coins. A fortune for a maid. Say you stole it if anyone asks, Clarissa added, almost casually adjusting her diamond necklace. Eliza's heart froze. I don't understand, she stammered. Clarissa's smile turned razor-sharp. You've served your purpose. Now leave, before you embarrass yourself further. Before Eliza could even think to run, the guards burst in. Clarissa cried out, fake tears staining her cheeks, pointing at Eliza. Thief! Betrayer! The guests gasped. The music stopped. Whispers cut through the air like knives. Eliza was dragged through the ballroom. The same ballroom she had polished with her own blood and sweat. Their stares burned into her skin. Their laughter followed her into the cold, merciless night. That night, a part of Eliza died. The innocent, loyal girl was gone. Only the embers of rage remained. Eliza wandered the countryside, nameless and shunned. Every time she tried to find work, the rumors followed. That's the thief from Hawthorne Manor. They'd whisper, don't trust her. Hunger gnawed at her bones. Loneliness wrapped around her like chains. There were nights she thought about giving up entirely, nights when she wept alone under a blanket of stars, wondering how the world could be so cruel. But even in her darkest moments, A fire burned inside her. "I will not die in the dirt," she whispered to the night. "I will not let them win." And so, step by agonizing step, she began to rebuild. Eliza took whatever work she could find, washing clothes, cleaning stables, mending tattered shoes. She listened. She learned. Every merchant she met, she watched. Every noble she encountered, she studied. Bit by bit, she learned the games of the rich, how to speak, how to bargain, how to survive. One night, while scrubbing the floors of a small countryside inn, fate smiled upon her. There, by the fire, sat Lord Sebastian Whitmore, a landowner, a widower, a man wearied by loss, but not yet hardened by it. He saw something in Eliza, something fierce, something unbreakable. He offered her a chance, not pity, but a position managing his neglected estate. And Eliza, she seized it with both hands. In just 2 years, she turned the estate around. Profits soared, workers thrived, and the local town flourished. Lord Whitmore was captivated, not by beauty, but by the brilliance burning inside her. They married in the spring. Eliza Whitmore, lady of the Whitmore estate, no longer a servant, no longer a victim. She had risen. It was during a routine inspection of nearby properties that Eliza heard the news. Hawthorne Manor was collapsing. Debts swallowed the estate. Madame Clarissa, once so untouchable, was desperate. It would have been so easy to turn away, to forget. But Eliza had not forgotten, not even for a moment. Through careful, secret dealings, she arranged the purchase of the manor under an assumed name. The day the sale was finalized, Eliza herself arrived to claim her prize. Clarissa, gaunt and frantic, met her at the door, clutching at tattered silk skirts, eyes wide with disbelief. "You," she gasped. Eliza tilted her head, smiling coolly. "Yes," she said softly. "Me." Clarissa tried to beg, plead, even threatened, but Eliza remained silent, watching, judging. Finally, Clarissa crumbled. She signed the papers, surrendering the last vestiges of her stolen kingdom. Eliza didn't gloat. She didn't scream or rage. She simply turned away and walked into the house she now owned. Hawthorne Manor was hers, not because of their kindness, but despite their cruelty. Eliza didn't hoard her victory. She transformed Hawthorne Manor into a sanctuary. The halls once filled with mockery now rang with laughter. The gardens once trampled by cruelty now blossomed under gentle hands. She took in the orphans, the widows, the forgotten, gave them what she had once been denied: a home, a future. Eliza Whitmore's name became legend, not just for the fortune she built, but for the hope she created. Her revenge was not in destruction. It was in building something greater, something beautiful. Eliza was betrayed, humiliated, left for dead, but she rose. She triumphed, and in doing so, she became unstoppable. Remember, never underestimate the heart you try to break, because one day it just might be the one that rules over you.